Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So after Elon Musk bought Twitter, one of the big things that he did after he did that was to reinstate Samantha Markle and allow her to have a Twitter account again. Now, Samantha Markle was targeted by Sussex Squad members all the time, not only in regard to her Twitter account. People try to forge her bank accounts, all sorts of deceptive ways to try and hurt Samantha Markle. And regarding her Twitter account, they just took over and locked her out of her accounts, and she couldn't do anything. So they had her banned, and now they're trying to have her banned again. And just this week, I saw a tweet by Sarah Data in which she claims that the fact that Samantha Markle was reinstated is trying to go over Twitter rules because she's banned for life, and they need to do something in order to get her banned again. So I'm going to look into this danger. I think that I've already did quite a few danger or enemy spreads for Samantha Markle. But let's see about this instance, this danger. So I'm using the Black Cat Tarot. It's a mini deck. And once again, because I'm using an 8-card spread, a mini deck is better because I can spread the cards in a way that you can all see them. Still waiting for my bigger version to come. This is one thing that is not so great about Llewellyn's sales, is that it takes them a long time to ship the purchases. Okay, so let's start with clearing the deck and disclaimer. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. So let's clear the deck. Okay. So now I'm going to start asking. So Samantha Markle is threatened by Sussex Squad members that her Twitter account will be banned again. They are threatening to have Samantha Markle banned again from Twitter after reinstating her account. So what kind of danger do they possess, and can she overcome that? Samantha Markle is being threatened by Sussex Squad regarding her Twitter account. So the first card is going to show us the actual danger, which is different from the enemy, because we have description of the enemy, and we have the danger that they possess, and the danger is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knight of Wands, that is the aloof knight, although it doesn't look like this in this card. In this card, it's someone who is going forward full speed. But the Knight of Wands, now I'm talking about the psychological interpretation of this card. And this is someone who is never ignited, never enthusiastic. He is always looking for something else that will excite him. And that is why he is someone who loses opportunities. Now, when we're looking at the negative aspects of this card, we're talking about separation, quarrels, restlessness, self-destruction, impulsivity, impatience, and giving up too quickly. So if we're looking at the danger that the Sussex squad are possessing against Samantha Markle, I'm looking at the fact that it's about quarrels, that it's about people that are self-destructive and are restless in their need to go against Samantha in any way that they can. They are impulsive, so they are not even trying to hide their attentions. And in this instance, the biggest danger here is that Samantha will give up. And she needs not to give up. She needs to stay strong, and she has been staying strong wonderfully by now. And I just hope that she will not break, because it's not very easy to be targeted over and over again. And I believe that more than everything that the Sussex squad can do to Samantha is cause her to give up, cause her to feel that she just doesn't have the fire anymore, that she doesn't have the energy anymore. So this card shows us a cat that is on a horse that is jumping over a ravine. So this is a knight that is going over an obstacle, and a very dangerous obstacle. And I believe that this in this instance it shows us the obstacles that Samantha is facing, and the danger that the Sussex squad are trying to make her fall. They are trying to make her unable to go over that ravine, to go over this obstacle. So in every step of her way, she is facing more and more obstacles that her sister and her minions are putting in front of her. So this is the danger. Now let's look at the people, or the enemies. And the enemies, let's see what card represent them. And we get the Queen of Wands. Okay, so as always, Meghan, she's the one. She's the Queen of Wands. She's the egotistical queen. She's the one who is thinking only about herself, someone who needs respect, and someone who is extravagant, someone who is immature, jealous, someone who betrays her own family, someone who betrays everyone in order to get what she wants. This is a person that is taking her own failure feelings and inflicting it on other people. So she is the danger, the enemy here. Not so much the Sussex squad, because they are doing what she tells them to do. She's the enemy here. It's very obvious. Okay, so that is the enemy. Who are Samantha Markle's ally? Who can she trust? And what I'm getting here is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, it's a difficult card, but it's not so difficult as the Nine of Swords, because the Ten of Swords is a card that shows us that Samantha Markle is over the worst. She is in a place where she can look up and see the sunlight coming. So she can see, she does have people that are on her side, even if it means to go through a door with so many swords going through it. So it's not easy. It's not easy for the people who support Samantha as well. And when we're looking at the Ten of Swords as the people that are supporting Samantha, we're looking at people that will fall down on their swords for her, people that will do whatever it takes in order to protect her, in order to help her go through that door and to leave this a very isolated, desolate place, and to go over to a better side and to be able to see the sunlight, to move forward. So the allies are the people that will help her go through this, and people that are willing to really take the swords in our back for her. So those people are people that are willing to endanger their own accounts, their own YouTube accounts like Pidina, and their own Twitter accounts, and people that are willing to do whatever it takes to help Samantha deal with this enemy and with this danger, and not allow her to give up. So when you are really in a very bad place, you are rock bottom, and you have someone there that is willing to share this hardness with you, it always helps you go over and learn from mistakes and start new. And this is what this card is all about. The Nine of Swords is a much worse card. The Ten of Swords is a card that shows us the end of the cycle and ability to start from afresh, just like she started with a new Twitter account. So she has friends that will do whatever they can to help her, that will take those swords in her place if they can, if need be, and people that really would help her in any way to overcome these obstacles. Okay, the next card is the gossip around this, and the card that I'm getting here is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is a card that speaks about the need to be active, to need to be the suitor and not the courter. The suitor and not to wait to be courted. That is what I meant. And this is a card of action. This is a card that says there is a need to take action and to start something. And in the cups, it's about doing something that will allow you in the end to arrive to the Ten of Cups. But this is the first action in the cups. And because we're talking about gossip, we need to look at the negative aspects. The negative aspects are being passive, following others with closed eyes, fatalism, believing that everything just comes from above and you don't need to do anything. So the gossip here, first of all, is we're talking about people that are following the Queen of Wands with closed eyes. These are the Sussex squad. They are the people that are following her in closed eyes, and they are trying to spread gossip about Samantha's passivity, about Samantha trying to build herself on the back of her sister, about Samantha that is not doing things by herself. She's trying to build her name on the back of her sister by saying bad things about her sister. So they are trying to portray Samantha as a passive person, someone who is not willing to do things that are that she needs to do. But they themselves are people that are listening or following others with completely shutting their eyes. They are not able to see reality as it is, and because of that, they are failing. So this card is, as in the gossip place, shows that the Sussex squad are fatalistic. They believe that everything comes from above, and their princess, their queen, she is going to win because that is what what that is what the Holy Ghost is saying, or something like that. So they are people that are fatalistic. They don't feel the need, and they don't see that Meghan needs to do anything. They are doing the work for her. So they are taking the action. They are taking the action instead of Meghan, and they are trying to claim that Samantha is trying to build herself on her sister's back. So this is part of the reason why they are trying to they really believe that. So this is why they're trying to ban her from Twitter. Okay, so what is the denial here? And the denial is both Samantha and Meghan's. So let's see what card we get, and we see who it talks about more clearly. And the card that I'm getting here is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is the fantasizer. He's the one who lives in this fantasy world. So I believe that the denial here is more of Meghan's, but maybe Samantha herself is also fantasizing about her win, about the things that she will be able to do once she wins. So but Samantha is someone who is doing something. So the Knight of Cups, because he's a fantasizer, is someone who loses opportunities because he's unable to do things, because he believes that everything comes from above. This goes very well with the Two of Cups, and the Knight is deluding himself and is unable to counter obstacles and deception. But from the other hand, Samantha is able to counter deception. So she is fighting against deception, against the obstacles that her sister and the Sussex squad are putting in her way. But this card shows the denial of the Sussex squad, who have this fantasy of their queen that deserves everything, that is always right, and her sister that is very vicious and trying to hurt her. So this is their fantasy world, and this is also about Meghan's selfishness and the fear to deal with hardship. This is something that Meghan doesn't do. She is shutting away and lets the Sussex squad do the work for her. Samantha doesn't have this squad of people that are working on her side, although she does have people that are willing to do anything to help her, but she's very much a doer. So the Knight of Cups is not Samantha. This is more of a description of the Sussex squad who live in this fantasy world, and the fantasies of Meghan that believe that she really does believe that she's correct, that she's right, that she deserves all of that. Okay, so what is the unknown solution to this problem? And the unknown solution is the Judgment card. So the Judgment card usually is about change. It's about, and I'm talking about the psychological interpretation of this card, it's about change, and a very major change, but change that doesn't nullify what was before. And the best way to describe it is the butterfly that is coming out of the cocoon. Now he's going through a major change. It's very slow, it's very painful. He has to bang his wings at the walls of the cocoon so he can come out. But if he is taking shortcuts, then he won't be able to survive. So for the butterfly to be able to fly, he needs to go through this very major change. So this card is talking about change, and major change, in the way that Samantha is doing the work, or fighting the war. She needs to change something. It needs to be very major change. It is a painful and a very long process, but she needs to do that. So something has to be changed, and we still don't know exactly what it is, but this card has affinity to a person that needs an awakening, that good things that just happen suddenly, and someone who is not wait, someone who is waiting for a miracle, someone who is waiting for this truth that will be revealed. So I believe that the change here is about the way that Samantha is fighting, and this tells me that she needs to reveal some truth about her sister, truths that she was trying not to reveal, things that she is trying not to go there, but she needs to. And this is something that will take a long time. It's a long process. It's something that will take Samantha a long time to realize that. But this is the major change that I can see here. Because this is about life and death. And we're not talking about actual life and death. We're talking about the death of Meghan's current image and the death of all sorts of perceptions about Meghan, things that only Samantha can counter. Only Samantha can tell the truth, probably. I don't know exactly what we're talking about because, again, I don't know all of the details here, but there are some truths here that Samantha has through things that she knows that she can use them as ammunition. Maybe she's waiting for the court case. Maybe she doesn't want to hurt her father. Maybe it's something like that. But she will have to realize that this change in her attitude will have to come. So this is the unknown solutions, or the solutions that are still haven't revealed themselves to Samantha. So maybe even Samantha herself doesn't know exactly what she should do, but there are things, unknown things that she knows about Meghan and that can help her fight this war. And she needs to take a decision that she is, let's say, taking off the gloves. This is what this card means here. And the next card is the advice card, and the advice card is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so once again, the Knight of Swords is usually the spoiled kid. It's usually the knight that is waiting for others to do the work for him. This, as advice, tells Samantha not to wait for others to do the work for her, but to go out there and do and fight the war herself. And this card is once again a card of someone who is losing opportunities because of his passivities, inability to really go out and fight this war. But this card has affinity to stubbornness and to someone who is going to adversity. So this card is telling Samantha, you need to go to that war. You cannot miss that. You cannot miss that opportunity. You cannot let it go. You cannot wait for others to do that work. And this goes with the judgment card because, first of all, judgment is something that is coming from a court case, okay? This is the judgment that comes out of it. But also, two of these cards together are telling me that Samantha needs to change something in her strategy, and she needs to go to this war fully equipped and to be very stubborn, not to allow herself to miss this opportunity, because the opportunity is there. She can win this. Okay, next card is what can we see for the final outcome, and the final outcome is the Tower. So, as I told you, the tower is a warning card. The warning card is calling Samantha to check her own foundations, to see that she herself is not vulnerable, that she is not in a place where they can hurt her in a way that her foundations are going to collapse the tower. So she needs to check those things. She needs to be very careful where she treads. This card is also a card that shows us that on the other side, the tower is collapsing, because the other side's foundations are weak are weak. Now, Samantha needs to check. She needs to make sure that there is no one out there that can hurt her, that there is no one out there that can tell things about her that she doesn't want to come out. She needs to be very careful, because if she's not careful, then then her tower will collapse, that her Twitter account will be taken. She needs to check her foundations. This is a warning card that is calling Samantha, you are facing a very dangerous enemy, and you are facing people that are trying to make you give up. You are facing people that you need to go to war against. We have 3 knights here. And 3 knights here are showing me how difficult it is for Samantha, how easily it is for her to come out and say, you know what, I just give up. It's so easy not to go to that war. And even for looking at her allies and the people that are helping her, they are helping her because she's in that rock bottom place. She is very wounded. And those people are people that are willing to take that part of part of what she has to carry, part of the pain that she has to suffer, but she is suffering. So this is not a very nice, happy, optimistic spread. And it only shows how difficult things are for Samantha. And the threat is very real. The threat is very real. So they are not just saying things and we cannot just brush them aside. They will go full force in order to try and get her down. They will do whatever they can. Both of these cards are cards of people that will do everything in order to be the ones that they will take the fall for their queen. They will be the ones that will do whatever they can to make those fantasies come true. So they are dangerous, and Samantha needs to realize that, and she needs to check very, very good her foundations, and to make sure that there's nothing there that can help the Sussex squad topple her and take her out of Twitter. Okay, so that's the tarot, and I had a feeling that she will need an angel guide, so I already have the angel guide here. And the angel guide is telling Samantha. Let's see. Okay, so let's clear the deck. Okay, so Samantha Markle, advice for Samantha Markle on her fight against Sussex squad and her own sister. So what does the angel guide have to say to Samantha in this instance? And what I'm getting here is listen deeply. So this card is telling Samantha that she will get the answer if she listens to herself. Then she will get the message that the angels and the guidance and the inspiration that the angels are trying to to send her. So this card is telling her to listen deeply, to listen within herself, to go within in order to be able to connect to that information. It goes very well with the Tower card. The Tower card, as I said, is not a card that tells us that she will collapse. It's a warning card. And the warning card is telling her, check your foundations. But in order to be doing that, she really needs to listen deeply. She needs to reconnect with what is going on around her to find those very unsteady places in her tower in order to strengthen them and not to allow the tower to fall. So once again, in order to be able to find or to hear the guidance, to listen to that advice that she is able to get, she needs to look within very, very deeply, and then she can find the answers. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.